Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Wildermyth. Wildermyth is one of my favourite indie titles of all time, and to be honest, they actually offered me when their new DLC was dropped, they actually offered me a free pass to do it. Unfortunately, I was busy at the time and I didn't notice until it was too late, which I'm regretful about. So I picked up the DLC out of my own pocket, and I thought I'd show it off. It's armors and skins. I'll put a link into the DLC page below. But let's dive in and have a look at this great game. It's a turn-based strategy and tactics game. Follows a very sort of folklore-esque sort of style of narrative. It's really quite a nice thing. Also, I just love the art style. It reminds me of the old sort of style children's picture book adventures. So let's play the game. So we've got to do a new story. Now we can play. The game's basically split up into two halves. It's split up into the narrative campaigns, which covers each of the major factions in the world, and standalone adventures. So, unlike the standalone campaigns, there's no overarching villain. There's no sort of story that ties it all together. So this is fun as well. I'm not going to lie. The main stories are really well written. I really do like them. So, just because I haven't played this game for a while, and this was the first ever story that was released, the Age of Austerlix storyline. Let's play this as a free chapter story that is geared towards new players. Face off against the implacable Gordon leader Austerlix. And let's sell off the new Armours and Skins DLC. It adds a lot of lovely variety to the game. And if you want to see my other Let's Play series of this game, I'll put a link down into the channel below, so you can basically find where my playlists are, and they're all in there. Or you can like and subscribe, and then just look it up yourself. Age of Austerlix. So the main enemy are the Gorgons. So we can go Adventurer, Tragic Hero, Walking Lance, or Custom. If we go Custom, you can basically change the combat difficulty. For example, combat difficulty mostly controls heroes' health, monsters' health, armor, and damage. High combat difficulty means heroes are more prone to getting killed in any given situation. Overland combat difficulty. Overland difficulty mostly controls the pace of the calamities, time pressure on the overland map, and the frequency of infestations and incursions. It can end up having a big impact on combat difficulty too because of calamities. Yeah, I will say they underplay just how much combat difficulty is. Tragic Hero setting and Adventurer this is the thing I always say. Combat difficulty, yeah, it has an impact, sure, but calamities and the campaign difficulty are the thing that's really going to nail you to the wall. Because it's really easy to lose campaigns because the map gets out of control. All progression is auto-saved and game over is final. No retries, no reloads, not recommended for first playthrough of a campaign. You can pick mods, for example, Scourge of Bandits, replace Deepest with Bandits, and Lovers in the Air, add more romance to the game. Yep, turn it on, always nice thing to see. I like it, it's just fun. I'm not going to do Curtain Stone because obviously with this being a Let's Play series, if my computer crashes or anything happens, I want to actually have the ability to recover my files. The very few people I see who play these games with basically the autosave function turned on are ones that are doing achievement runs, or oh, you only live once, which can be fun. I might actually do that at some point if you're interested. Having basic carved in stone, you only live once, trying to go through the whole campaign. That could be fun. Put it on really hard difficulty. Okay, so it's going to ask us to pick a new party of heroes. So, for example, advantage starting calamities. Calamities make the game harder. The recommendation is based on the difficulty level and which legacy heroes you start with. So we're not starting with any legacy heroes, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we could. It'd be really nice if we could, actually, to be honest. But this is the beginning campaign, so they don't expect you to have anything. So let's say Vendra, romantic poet. So all these things turn in, like, this has changed quite a bit since I was last here. So you have character sheets, you can basically change her name, feminine, masculine, voice A, yes. That's nice to see. Right to men. So this wasn't here last time I played the game. So you can change everything, hair color. So if we wanted to, we can make her a redhead, or all those kind of things. Hairstyles, very nice. And so you can see her stats here, and all these things have impacts, because in this game, your character does age, so they will actually age out of the campaign. So in the short campaigns, this isn't an issue. Like, your characters, it won't be a thing at all. But in the long campaigns where multiple decades pass, you can have your first generation heroes retiring. For example, your dodge goes down. Like, the older you get, the harder it is for you to dodge. Like, I loved how they actually played age into this. Basically, unlike stuff like for story-wise, like tenacity, charisma, history that you have, like aspects, enduring aspects, alive, farmer, destiny, flirt, proud, human, young. These things all play in. So it's lovely to see. I do like this. So we've got a warrior, future warrior, romantic poet, future hunter, poetical greed wagon, and future mystic, romantic poet. So we've got Fendra, wildest, and Roliana. Predator. Let's go Predator. There we go. So everyone's poetic, poetical, romantic, poetical greed wagon, romantic, poet. That seems a nice change of pace. So let's go with our little party here. We're going to go start. And making the world map. And the world map is different every single time you play, which is always nice. This book. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. I'll write something a wanderer might find, and he read it by the fire, and will be silent, and will he silent love. Sorry, I'll write something a wanderer might find, and will he read it by the fire, and will he silently love me? Will he weep? Yes, then this would be the beginning. Here on our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. And morning comes. One thing I will say is that they used to have a song with a female singer playing over the back of this, which I used to love. And they seem to have removed it, which is a shame. Concerned only with idle questions and memories, a young woman named Fendra takes the seasonal road to the town of Weirdrite. How many times have I walked this old road, she thinks. The nostalgic animal, the human, call me true by my nature then. The breeze is light, that day birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap in the sea. I'm there already? Here's the hard part. Getting wildest out of the house. Wonder if her bread baking idea ever worked out. Or her dice game. Or if she brought that press, or that smoke. Fluttering flames roast amongst the far-off treetops. Fendra hurries towards the town, thinking of wildest, a young woman who'd she'd known since childhood. Rivalry, friendship, romance. Let's go with friendship. Everyone will be friends. One West, you're alright. I'll get you out. Just make a little noise. Okay. So the world is burning. So basically how this game works is that it's similar to if you played any kind of, basically any XCOM or anything like that. You have a couple of actions per turn and information. You can wait and spend action to move. So first of all, let's move up. There we go. See them hopping along. Let's get up to here. Spend 2 actions at the end of the turn. So up we go. Let's get the door open. It's a free action. Okay, so that's what the little feather at the end of because this has been redone since I last played. So the two diamonds are basically your action point, and then you have a free action at the end. So let's get the door open. A house is still standing at least. Thinks Fendra. One West. Wildermyth is in flames. Are you in there? She doesn't know. Mutters the woman inside. There's no one. The door unlocks. One West shoves it open. Hey, do you not smell the... I smell the smoke. Get inside. The other one snaps. Before pulling a bow into view. And slamming the door shut. Your bow. Yeah. These things... There's things in the streets. You didn't see any? Like monsters I don't know. I've got one trapped behind... Garoo! A sound from outside. Behind the house. Stay in here. Staying in here isn't really an option. Right, so here, I've got some tools around. You're stronger than I am. You can swing something pretty good. I bet you can at least drive it off. So, pitchfork, pickaxe, frying pan. Well, I'd like to keep this creature at arm's length. You're not wrong. Let's grab the pitchfork. Can it be killed? It can be killed, right? Just be ready when you open that door, mutters. One West. The row. Who's thrown sloppily around beneath it? It runs staggering, bellowing in agony. So an infected deer. Okay. So let's move up. So now we get an attack action. And as you can see, attacking in this game ends our turn. You can also wait. So let's wait a turn. Let's kick the door open. There's the row. So how far can it move? Antler attack. Vessel of Corruption is leaving corruption behind us. Okay, let's get down here out of the way. May be able to see us. Ooh, it's leaving a trail of goop. Horrible blasted monster. Okay. So it's hiding in the house. I wish it wasn't in the house. Okay. Let's team up together. Okay, it's coming out. Shoot it. Nice solid hit. Now, are we still in range for a strike? We are not. Okay, so you're going to have to hold. Took a bit of damage. Not great. Stab it with your pitchfork. Their AI has improved. So there goes our experience points. Out they trundle. A greenhorn warrior. So, Fendra has grown stronger. So, do broad swipe. We can do back slam. We can do untouchable. So, Passive. Thunder's melee attacks deal 2 damage to all other foes within range. So that's very good if we get Swarm. Now C's become a ranger. Or hunter, so we can get Jump Jaw, Ember Arrows, or we can get, once per turn, one west is refund an action point after a melee kill. So if we want to go ahead and make her into like a melee ranger, that's a good thing to do. These aren't too bad. While standing by a fire, one west arrow attacks at 0 damage, one thread, and start a fire. Yeah, no. It's really that one. If we had legacy points, we would be able to re-roll those abilities and hopefully get something a bit better. So we can go dodge, so we can go armor. I'm going to probably give it to her to get her... Actually, wait, who gets the best result out of this? She does, so yeah, boost up her dodge. I just shot a monster. I hit it, didn't I? Did I hit it? Lie to me if you have to. I love the fact that like the items you wear now appear in the actual art. Well, they always used to as well anyway, but it's more noticeable now. I think some of this stuff is the new things added into the game. The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. So I don't remember seeing that necklace before, so that might be one of the new items added by the DLC. The armors and skins DLC adds a lot. Like, I think it's triple the amount of in-game items. It's definitely like, I think they said like 60 plus new items and like objects. They spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townsfolk emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris. Some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they have seen. We should go. Bradetta is alone. It's quite possible she needs our help. Bradetta? She's at the ruined tower by now. Anyway, what about my house? No one is going to steal your stuff. Bradetta will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? I like the fact that the art, like, I'm pretty sure they've done up the graphics for, like, the starting armors. Like, everything had got quite a touch-up. Something about that tower, it just stuck in my mind. It's like when you got apple skin in your teeth. I can feel the analogy. It's unpleasant. Yeah. Anyway, I just think I just think we said we'd meet her. We should. The tower is in the hills. You've been there. Once, yeah. Actually, looking at the tracks, they've come and they go in that direction. Vendra and One West follow the pounding path of monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. Rivalry. Yeah, let's all be friends. Everyone being friendly. Wordless while pass between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. By the way, if you're interested what that basically does, you can go to relationships. And being in love, being friends, being rivals, or being in love, basically all give different bonuses. It's a really nice feature of the game. Not very well explained, I will admit. You've known Bradetta longer than I. She's pretty capable, I feel like. Yeah, Bradetta's a little too wide-eyed and trusting, maybe, but she doesn't often disappoint me, you know? Weird things do tend to happen around her, but I'd say she's probably up there now, figuring things out. Okay, so, the world won't move. The world won't move until we basically press on it. So, she's a bit hurt. So we're going to let time pass. We can't stay too long though. So let's prepare some defences while we wait for us to heal up. Tier 1 defences, Tier 2 defences, Tier 3 defences. During an enemy incursion, each tier of defense will slow down the enemy and reduce their incursion size by 1. Defenses will also grant buffs during a defensive mission. So let's go tier 1. That'll take us 12 days. Let's just wait a second. There we go, fully healed. Let's go and scout with the people we have. You have to be careful though, because scouting with 2 fewer party members run risk of enemy incursions. The previous night, the tower which Bradetta had arranged to meet Fendra and wildest is a place she often used to escape to as a girl. She knows its rooms and floors so well. She could survive being chased through them. And now I wait, I suppose, the voice says. Still coughing, dust gets deeper as rain puddles in there. Alive is alive until that beast breaks through. She turns and looks at the blockade. What do you think, beast? Guru! Snuff, snuff. Will my friends swoop in and save me, or am I not pretty enough? It's a picturesque old tower, perfect for a plot twist. The emptiness is deep and fragrant, the odour of 10,000 rains that soaked into the stone. But as the old would tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amidst the bones of failure is often the dreams that drove it. She wanders over to a bookcase. That book, why have I never... Wrath. Easy there, she says to the monster at the barricade. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, huh, beast? I'm also wondering. Bradetta bends to pull it loose, and it glows. The book's heavier than its slender spine suggests. Wildermyth. Look at all of this. It's full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. The chained girl gives no great insight. It's uncomfortable story of a girl shackled to a rock by her parents, who sends her spirit free, moving through the links of the chain that binds her. The coin-claw bear and the beanstrom fox. It's mostly a conversation between a measly bear and a travelling fox. In the final sentence, the fox stamps the bear's soul into a coin and sends her around the world on the current of exchange. The weird white dancer claims that there once danced a man in so many spinning circles that he stopped moving, and eventually everything else began to turn instead. You hear the turning of clocks in your mind. Bradetta reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book. Something in her feels like it's coming loose, but she can't tell exactly what. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Yes, then this would be the beginning. In our yondering country, Bradetta writes, words are ready, omens are formed in the fabric of everything, and she begins to recognise them now. Some are just misgivings, they've crept through her body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others are more substantial, now they seem lightning plain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods where birds once belled, the hateful silence churns. Pain lights Bradetta's head. I made it to morning? She lowers her bleary eyes. Her story lies before her in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it. Why do I feel powerful? A spoon, a staff. She slides a branch from the rubble. It's sturdy, it has a plain-looking twist. Well, beast, it's time. I'm getting out of here. A ragger. It charges out, seeing misshapen tusks swinging wildly. Okay, so this character is a mystic, and they work very differently to how the other two classes work in this game. Simply, they use their free action, which is here interfusion, mingle the mystic's life energy with a blaze or piece of scenery Interfused targets grant vision and can be used for other purposes. Let's move up. So we see that thing. If you hover over the item you're going to infuse, you can see the ability it gives. So, let's say we take the armor stand and we infuse it, which takes an action. But, well, it's a free action to basically infuse an action to cast the ability. So, let's do constrict, and we're going to grab the monster. It is hobbled, so it can't move as well. Still leaving a trail of corruption behind, so let's hit it again. And it is dead. And it is our victory. Fantastic. And she's a level 1 mage, so we can get Naturalist, which is basically, with plants, you get basically Vine Rent, which is a nice ability. And with trees, which is a passive upon infusing with tree, and enter Grey Plane, which is not too bad. Basically, Grey Plane is stealth. We could get Indignancy. Veneta Presence is charged against her foes, dealing 1 true damage to hostile creatures who enter adjacent with her for any reason. Not too bad. You could get Myth Weaving, advanced infusing status. Statues and runes give her a passive of +1. Garb, 50% chance to affect damage while infused. Books, textiles. Yeah, let's do Myth Weaver. Seems quite good for her. We get a cloak. So accuracy going up. We can't give it to anybody else in the party, and you can't. This is one thing I will warn you about this game. You can't store items, so you can either give them to a character or you scrap them for salvage. So let's give it to her to get her accuracy up, and you can see it there. It looks very nice. I must admit, I do like the new aesthetic that the game has put. There's a lot more little detail to things. More monsters roam the ruined halls and rattle the rotting furniture. But Vendetta moves quickly, sensing her way in the dark. Daylight lands on her wrist. Cool wind soothes her tired eyes. It's still the same world. She closes the tower door gentle to make no noise. That was the mystic's art that I did, right? Tower? Where'd I get it from? Could it have just happened? Is it just one of those things, she mutters to herself? Things a woman's born with that might blossom in her life when she needs them? Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Plenty of heroes happen that way. Bradetta? Maybe it's starlight. I'll understand it. Maybe it's starlight. I'll understand it deeper. Bradetta, you alright there? Hey, Bradetta, something happened? Oh yeah, I forgot you two were coming. I'm sorry. I just had this weirdest night and day, and Fendra and I only barely made it. Yeah, see the smoke on the horizon? That's from the town. Yeah, that's weird, right? It burned? She says. Garoo! A voice echoes out of the tower. Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster saw we have. We slay monsters. Oh, well, I do magic, she counters. Okay, so. It's occupied by Gorgons. You've discovered a new site. There's still enemy control, so yeah. Until we claim a location, we don't get any of the resources. So Weirdmyth, which is under our control, gives us basically these resources. Which are really nice. If you want to get the leather, the metal, and the mystical weave, we have to basically take Fame or Beacon. Which means we have to assault with our party. Let's go. There's many ways to cook an egg, but let's unify our approach as much as possible. A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they came from, what drove them to attack the town of Weirdmyth, but let them nest here feels like the wrong idea. Who feels confident in their bones? Got a good easy plan? So, well, back at my house it was pretty simple. Kill the beast before it kills me, which gives us courage. I just came out of there. If we're methodical, patient, we can fend them off, at least. Let's go Stoicism. And Stoicism was bonuses. See, so it's all heroes have +1 armor, warding. Very nice. So there's a raccoon. Scrambles through the shadows. Its barbed appendages eagerly twitch. And we have another roe deer. Okay. So. Let's get going. Stack everybody up. I suppose I actually should probably step. Let me put Guardian on. Right, let's go. Open the door. It's going to take us an action to infuse. Let's grab the blaze. We're going to steal the fire and throw it at them. We could do a Guardian, which is basically hit anybody that gets close. Or we can jump here. And let's try and hit them from stealth. Ooh, no crit damage, unfortunately. So now we are going to have to move up. Nice solid hit. And the fire finishes them off, so we don't have to worry about it. So. Got a bit of experience. And the fire burnt out. We got another necklace. Very nice. So, it depends how we want to build her. Getting her dodge up even more is useful because she's never going to have the best armor. And if we go down the assassination path, it's good to have dodge. The last misshapen creature folds into bones and dies. Blue fluids darken the dust. They claim exit to death is the most haunting thing. It feels like they're suffering, sick. So their calm exit to death is the most haunting thing. Yeah, it is. Hey, look at us. Look what we did. Yeah. Day drops, day rises. Dusk is sweet, the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they've cleansed the old tower, cleaned the old tower up a bit. Would have thought there'd been more shiny things around the tower. Guess it's old. I always knew this morning would rise when I gazed into the sky and see the destiny for myself. A destiny to inspire song. Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land, we'll fight. People need us. We'll give ourselves a name and make sure it's one they'll sing. Sounds like you thought about this. So, we'll be called Pemzi's Rebirth. Well, how about the army of the exiled lance? Maybe the dawnlings of the alabaster cloak? Yeah, let's enter our own name. The vixens of the hand, crane's dawn, the wolves of the labyrinth, the mothers of the indigo warlock, the crusaders of the hidden eagle, the spider's vanguard, Beetle's friends. I do love some of the names. Some of the names are just like crazily stupid. The family of the twisted wolf. Yeah, the family of the twisted wolf. That sounds cool. After that, the three of them are inspired. Rumours are rampant. Heroes are needed. This world will be flooded with sorrow, but the defenders are joined by the fire that night. Here follows the tales of the family of the twisted wolf. Be remembered. So, calamities. Your enemies improve their strategies after every fight. So basically, every time you pick a fight, the enemies get stronger. This monster is now stronger with 30% more health. Whew! That is powerful. And you have to remember something, that at the end of a story arc, only some of these bonuses are taken away from the enemies. So, the longer you're on a map, the more powerful they become. Okay, first of all, let's claim the location. Let's see if we can get an item. It'll take us a while to claim the site, which actually hurts us. It hurts us a lot. Who? Man. Takes us a month to basically claim the site. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Famer Beacon has proved rewarding. Perhaps one day they'll tell our story in this very spot. We'll return to the hands of the common folk. While they tend it, the site will provide resource at the end of each chapter. Get some hide, some ingot, and some spell thread. and we get some passive armour, which I'm going to give to our melee fighter, as you can see here. So, not the thing I'm looking for. So basically, it used to be you would basically make stuff in game, and you still can to a certain extent. This is, as you can see here, we have currently 5 legacy points. The current resources are one ingot, 1 hide, 1 spell, but that's from what we've covered from the beacon. At the end of this chapter, we get basically these resources if we don't spend anything we currently have. So, this is how the game sort of works. Basically, most of your resources will come at the end of a story arc. So just be aware of that. So, we could pick Ghoulfisk, we could pick the world, but I think I'm going to pick from the legacy. So the legacy basically works like this, which is that previous characters that you've had on adventures, you can actually hand them over into the legacy and then call them back. Now, Elmar Kingsman is the one we had on a lot of our adventures. He's very good. But he's way out of our price range, because we only have a little bit. So, who do we want? Marlin Fenspear, folk hero. Choose one. Archery, piercing shot, ambusher, long reach. So, if we're going to go a ranged build, I think I'd love to have him, but we don't have enough legacy points for him, unfortunately. Pick up John Iron. Another dedicated fighter would be nice. Soul Strike. Potency instead of bonus damage. So he's basically like a battle mage. Broad Sweep, Riposte, Paladin. That's very nice. I think what I will do is I will pick up Marlin Fenspear, and we'll put Ambrose and have him as our designated ranged character. We'll make our other huntress into a rogue. Let's recruit him. Cost a little bit more legacy points. I should warn you. Most people think they know how they react to battle, but really they've no idea. What an astute observation, says Malin. So, we can prepare to recruit if we wish. It would take us a little bit of time to do that. Oh boy, it takes us a real bit of time. So now he's in the party. So if we wanted to, we could go into the crafting menu and craft an item. So we could get, for example, nice stuff. Like new bows, anything that we unlock. So he's got some stuff already, which makes him pretty nice. You can't switch items over, so whatever you make or give to a character, they're basically stuck with. So, the next calamity is coming soon. The story's down there. I'm going to go and scout the plains. And we're going to basically, get it secured. The Mencross Observatory. And there's the Morfagi. I've missed the Morfagi. So let's go and do the Morfagi battle quickly. Because they're not the main story. So this is you have to remember at this game. You have the main story faction, which is what you really want to sort of keep under control. And then you have the other factions who are roaming around in the world. And they're more of nuances, in my personal opinion. They're things that are a pain, but they're not going to break the main game, not like the main story faction. Rumours of Morfagi have led the family of the Twisted Wolf over rippling prairies to the site of long-forgotten ruins. Wind-worn rock and decaying effigies are all that remain of this ancient city. Weird there's nothing in the local histories about what kind of people they were, what happened to them. Could have been a war that wiped them out, or a plague, left no one behind to tell the stories. More tracks here. One of them must have sprung a leak. Think the Morfagi had some particular reason for coming here? Well, there's plenty of stonework still intact. They could put it to use, maybe turn this place into something defensible. One civilization falls, another is built on the bones of their dead. The dead. Sometimes I think of them as distant, mysterious figures, worthy of reverence, but most of them probably were just ordinary folk trying to live their lives. You know, with all the usual hopes and fears and everyday concerns. Would have been a marketplace around here maybe, full of people buying and peddling their goods. And under those arches, they traded their vows, built lives together in one of those little homes. Guess they formed friendships same as us, helped each other through the hard times. Sounds like our quarry. But no, this is true. When people go to a lot of historical places, they tend to forget that they were actually living spaces, and just how similar but at the same time different they would be. Like, people lived their own lives, and time passed, but they were still living places. They're not like these sort of mausoleums to the past. They were once living places. In the open pit of an old amphitheatre, Morfagi scramble at the loose stones and rubble. Thoughts? Do we charge in? Get intimidation or stealth. Bunch of them standing under the pillar. How about I bring it down? Fire and smoke usually doesn't fail us. Let's go with intimidation. So this is new. She reaches out and hits the magic. The stones fall and hit them. All foes suffer 2 damage at the start of the mission. So, similar hissing tubes of a gurging pump. It's twisted forward on spinning legs, trailing virulent vapours. Spetlick. Gears creak and knuckles crack. Its one grasping claw reaches and strange. So there's 2 of those guys. Okay. So let's get into the Grey Plane. Get her dagger out. Let's infuse. Okay, so it's up there. It's got a bit of armour, and it can shoot with a range of 4, so we have to be careful. Let's get behind cover. And get Guardian up. Okay. It's bone linked, which is worrisome. Okay. So let's start off, shall we? Ooh, blocked it. That's not good. So it's coming. Most likely way it's going to try and hop through the space here. So let's put that down. Stay there. No. Keep the Guardian up. It's damaged, but the armor's still covering for it. Blocked by terrain. Okay, so now we have to sort of get ourselves in motion. I really want the one at the back to die, because it's a range attack. Okay, so that's down. So you can come up and attack from range. Ooh. Extra damage. Fantastic. Get the dagger out. And we stab it in the back because we're ignoring armour. Because that's what daggers do. Excellent. Got a piece of armour. Yeah, they definitely spiced up the graphics of the armour. I really like it. There's a lot more detail on them. Range cloth. All-weather armour composing largely of leather, it's light enough to be worn for days on end, stout enough for the rocks and thorns. In recent generations, such costumes have become associated with banditry. For someone preparing to survive the road, bandits would seem a fine example to follow. Fasten for the fray. Individual gain +10 dodge while they aren't walling. Very nice. Get her equipped. Extra speed, extra damage, and we get fastened for the fray, which is very nice. As they are breathing still, they hear the chitters of birds and the buzz of bees. Overgrown grasses rustle in the wind. Gone quiet. Think that's all of them? Wouldn't have hurt to have a look around. A place like this could have a few secrets. Not far from where they fought, a section of the flagstone appears to be coming up. Bradetta pieces pries them away with her toe, uncovering what appears to be a way below. With a little more effort, they widen out the entrance. How deep is it? Stairs. Should we take a look? Any good reason not to go? Down they climb into the ancient city's underbelly. Simmering through slimy things skitter away as they approach. A rancid odour hangs in the air. Torch over here. Let me just... In a splash of light, their surroundings take colour and shape. The passage opens into a small enclosure, an oval room. Bits of rotten wood and matted straw from the pale suggestion of a bed once at one end. Smells, doesn't it? Looks like someone must have lived here, beneath the city. Wonder who. Scattered around the room are what remains of a life's possessions. Most of them are decayed or moth-eaten beyond recognition. Could have been a hat, maybe. Frying pan, some weird-shaped dice. If the Morfagi found this place, I'm guessing they didn't see anything worth harvesting. But there is one item that catches Bradetta's eye, a small bone flute, set atop a stone pedestal. Alone, it seems to have survived the passage of years, unmarried. Moon-coloured, its surface is smooth, polished by the press of ancient fingertips. It begs to be held again. You've got that look in your eye, Bradetta. Oh, I... Thinking about a bard, Sarkir used to claim that there was nothing words could do that a song couldn't do better. These ancient people must have had their love songs, their lullabies, their endless ballads. The way it's placed, I think it was treasured by the hands that held it, well looked after. Take the flute. You found a bone flute. A flute carved of bone in years gone by, loved smooth by long-dead fingers. Warding and charisma. Warding is basically magical saves against, like, non-physical attacks. So who will get the most out of this? Can't do that. Yeah. I mean, her charisma is absolutely nuts. Yeah, let's go for her. Give it to her. 100 plus charisma helps with basically recruiting people. Extra ward damage. Bradetta moves forward and carefully plucks the flute from its stand. The tunes they used to play, the words they sang, we'll never know what they were. But if I was the one who made it, I'd like to know someone was playing it still. Like a part of me was, well, you get it. Taking it, yeah, makes me think. The things we leave behind, maybe that's the nearest we ever get to immortality. They put out the torch and make their way back to the surface, and seal the passage behind them. Not going to keep it all to yourself, are you? Want to be who plays it better? Plus 10 dodge. And the Morfagi gets Watchman. A new card is added to the deck. So they get this new unit now turning up. And we will claim the observatory. It will take us a bit of time until the next calamity card flips. But I want the resources. I want to also claim the territory. Because if we claim it, the enemy can't spawn. Before I delve through the mysteries of the Democross Observatory have proven rewarding. Not exactly the most gripping part of the story, though. Get some resources. And we get some ingenious strap. Bonus damage. So. Ooh. This is the thing. Like, when you see hits, he needs to kill. Because obviously, when you go into melee in this game, you really need to be the one that basically deals with the enemy. So let's go this way. Takes a bit of time to regroup. And we're back here. So, when the enemy does spawn an encounter, it's either going to come from this direction. Yeah. Gorgons. So it's going to come from either through here or through here. Neither of which are great for us. But the world map is actually fairly gentle, to be honest. Our positioning here acts as a very nice bottleneck, but that's for next time. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Wildermyth, Armour and Skins DLC expansion, and I shall see you all again next time as we continue the tale of the family of the Twisted Wolf. Goodbye, everybody.